I don't understand what made you think this way. Every video game should have an easy mode. Disagree. Fundamentally disagree, and especially Souls-like games. The difficulty of the games, to me, are entirely dependent on what the developers wanted the game for. If the game has multiple options that are even customizable, like Dishonored 2, that's great. I will totally let the developers to tweak the game difficulty however they like. And if they let the players do it, then so be it. The issue that I have with game difficulty is when the developers are terrible at balancing the difficulty options, like how the easy mode is too easy compared to normal, which is a lot harder. I think Dante's Inferno had this problem where the easy mode is too easy, but the normal is pretty tough. Or when the game developers don't make it clear where the differences are between each difficulty options. Game developers having only one difficulty is perfectly fine, as long as they are fair and balanced. Most of the From Software Souls-like games are fair and balanced. It's their Souls-like clones that tend to be a bit of a mixed bag in the fair and balanced department. Don't you just hate it when games are made easier and dumber? Don't you just want games that evolve the genre into new heights? This is a really baffling take. 8 years ago, the RPG genre evolved as Horizon Zero Dawn came out. Yeah, this sparked quite a debate on my timeline, so here's my take. Horizon Zero Dawn is not an RPG. It's barely an RPG. It's an action-adventure game with RPG elements, and those elements do not evolve the RPG genre as a whole. I don't see how they did. Yes, Aloy can choose dialogues, but so can Cooper from Titanfall 2. Yes, Aloy can upgrade her abilities, but so is the modern Far Cry games. There are so many elements from Horizon that are derived from games of the past, but neither the action-adventure elements nor the RPG elements really evolve with what Horizon did, so I don't understand why you say that it is. You know what did evolve RPGs? Dark Souls. This game evolves the RPG genre, that it becomes its own genre of games. That's what you call an evolution. Larian Studios evolved isometric turn-based RPGs with their Divinity Original Sins and Baldur's Gate 3. Cyberpunk 2077, despite all its faults on release, evolves video game romance. It has some of the deepest, most intimate, and most compelling romances in a big budget AAA game. I genuinely think it rivals visual novels at how good the romance of Cyberpunk 2077 is, and no other modern AAA RPGs to this day manage to have that level of intimacy, chemistry, and passion between the player character and their love interest. And then there's Horizon. I was too busy talking about how other games evolved the genre that I forgot that I was supposed to be talking about Horizon. What did it evolve in the gaming sphere? The robot animals are cool. Regardless of your takes on Horizon, we can all agree about one thing. If we paid for something, we deserve to get it. Like healthcare. This was a rather controversial take. According to speaker Mike Johnson, insurance programs like Medicaid is meant to be for single mothers with small children who are just trying to make it in life, not guys in their early 30s sitting on their couches playing video games. I don't know why he specifically mentioned gamers. I guess he doesn't like people sitting their asses not doing their job, but most gamers actually do have jobs. They wouldn't be able to spend money on their games otherwise, or in my case, gaming hardware, and I got most of my games on the 7 Seas. We're gonna find these guys and we will send them back to work. They are already working. Most of them aren't unemployed or leeching off of their parents. They're just stressed out about the world and just want to unwind by playing some games. Nothing wrong with that, if you ask me. After speaker Mike Johnson talks about how Medicaid is not for those early 30s gamers sitting on their couches, this leads to this bizarre take. The men are on their couch playing video games because it's all they have left. No. We still have other things to do. We just want to de-stress from the harsh realities of life. We are living in an age where the incentives for men to get up off the couch aren't there anymore. What do you mean by incentives? There are many incentives for anyone to not sit on their ass playing games all day. I, for example, need to get out and get food and water, because I would be dead if I don't eat and drink. Oh, and I also need money to buy food and drink. I need money to pay the bills, I need money to pay for laundry, I need to bring all the clothes to the laundry, my house gets dirt and dust all the time and someone has to clean them. Oh, let's not forget, I need money to survive. And I manage thanks to my recently established business, my ad revenue from my videos, and your donations. Thank you very much. There are people who actually died playing video games for hours and hours straight because their blood clot on their legs for sitting way too long and they got a heart attack. It happens way too often for comfort. My point is, there are lots of incentives for me to get off my ass from my couch to do some work. You don't even have to look too far. If you're hungry or thirsty, those are your incentives to get off the couch. Scolding them about it is not gonna keep them off the couch. This part I agree. I do have to add that the scolding is because these boomers have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea why gamers play games and why there are lots of adults playing games. Okay, those are all the leftover gaming hooplas that I would have loved to include in the last episode. There are still plenty more that I want to discuss, but before I get to all that, if you like it so far, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, and sponsor this channel for just $1 through any of these means, links below. Speaking of making money, our next hoopla is about a billionaire. How much kissing do you have to do to make a take like this? If you don't think Elon Musk is smart, you are very stupid. Dude, he just got exposed to lying about being one of the best Path of Exile 2 players. He livestreamed himself playing the game, and he sucked at it. He clearly hired people to boost his account. Apparently, his account was somehow online when he was in a freaking White House, and in the pettiest of moves, he stripped Asmongold of his checkmark, unfollowed him, and even leaked his DMs, which not only doesn't really prove anything that he said, but it breaks the terms of service of the company that he owns. That whole saga just boggles my mind. The fact that he's terrible at covering that up and reacting to anyone talking about it like a petulant child is indicative to how stupid he is. I do believe that Elon Musk is a gamer, but there's nothing wrong with being a normal gamer who just enjoy games and not try to pretend like you're this god among all gamers. To think that a dumb person could make multiple innovative companies. Yeah, let me stop you right there. Are you really sure that it was Elon who made the whole innovative companies and not him paying someone else to do it? He did that to his Path of Exile 2 account. He probably paid someone else to make those innovative companies. Your brain is not good at handling facts and logic if you believe that. Well, here's another fact, bootlicker. He got exposed for lying about being one of the best players. There's a good chance that he lied about other things too. Is there anything else to say beyond that? Being a billionaire doesn't make you intelligent. Elon Musk lying about being a professional Path of Exile 2 player is one thing, but this hoopla is another. Mozilla's browser Firefox is among some of the most recommended browsers in the privacy sphere, alongside the Mulvad browser and Brave. But Firefox recently has had a little bit of heat because they're not keeping their end of the bargain in terms of privacy. In the Firefox terms of service, users will grant Mozilla a non-exclusive, royalty-free, worldwide license to use the information that you submitted according to the privacy notice to help you browse online. In other words, they own you and your content. Or are they? Mozilla made a clarification saying that putting stuff on Firefox does not mean that they own the data that you put in there. It just means that you are giving Firefox permission to use that data that you gave them for browsing purposes. Glad that they cleared that up, but whether you trust them after this or not is entirely up to you. Firefox is still open source, and that's about as transparent as you can get, but it's still a genuine cause of concern for some users. Privacy is not the kind of luxury that everyone can have when they are going online. You can find all sorts of information about everyone with just a couple of taps on your phone, and that should terrify you. Privacyguides.org is the one website that I recommend to check out if you want a full set of guides so that you can keep yourself private and protected. This includes email services, VPN, search engines, all that sort of stuff. If you're concerned about privacy and being private online, that is the one website that I recommend you read and check out. Moving on from browsers not keeping their promises, we have something totally unrelated, and that is fandoms. Here's an interesting notion: getting into shows or games long after its fandom has become irrelevant. I really don't see how the fandom is something worth considering when getting into a show. You know what show that I've been watching as of late? Person of Interest. That show is phenomenal, and I don't see anyone talking about that show in my Twitter timeline, and that's fine. Another show that not a lot of people talk about in my timeline? Leverage. Awesome show. I don't watch shows because the fandom is still talking about it. That's the kind of thing tourists do. I watch shows because they're fun to watch. That's really about it. And finally, let's talk about this person's insane diary. This guy has a long-ass history about how a girl back in 2015 didn't want to go to his place after the first date. You can read the whole thing yourself, but that's not what matters here. What matters is that this guy really values his body count. I seriously cannot fathom why guys think that screwing more than one chick is this high-level achievement in life that will make you the most alpha of guys. This guy has a sex diary. Yes, this guy actually has a sex diary. He catalogs and documents every woman he screwed, including the date, name, age, race, etc. Having sex with lots of strangers is not an achievement to be proud of in life. Cataloging every stranger that you slept with is utterly pathetic and sad. It wreaks a huge level of insecurity. I have no reason to fake things for a bunch of internet strangers. Actually, you do. It's this fragile insecurity of needing to screw lots of women. I don't care if I haven't gotten laid tons. At least I'm not a walking STD risk. I don't sleep with chicks because I want to hit a certain number. Then why are you documenting each and every one of your encounters? Why do you keep scores for this garbage? I sleep with chicks because it's fun. Oh, I'm sure it's about the fun, alright? And not because you have something to prove to people. I'm telling you all right now that sex is overrated. It's fun and enjoyable, but it's not something that you have to risk getting STDs for. If you really need a sexual fix and you're tired of just using your hands, I recommend buying toys instead. They actually do enhance the experience, and it would add new dimensions to your stimulating sessions. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a cat. Before we close this video, huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your name among these legends, then check out the links below. Just $1, and you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all next time. Yeah.